All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, and welcome to part 2 of the WMMA Prospect Watch for 2022. In part 1, I showed you 7 ladies across the breadth of the divisions that have shown me a lot of promise so far, and you know, I look forward to seeing what they offer in the following year. And for part 2, I'm going to present to you 6 more that again are across the divisions, and I think each one of them offers something interesting to watch, and all of them have shown a lot of promise. So without further ado, let's get started on part 2 of the WMA Prospect Watch for 2022. First up, we're going to the strawweight division. Josephine Lindgren Knutson is 23 years old. She stands 5 feet 3 inches, 160 centimeters tall, and so far has a perfect MMA record of 3 wins, 0 losses. She last fought, picking up a unanimous decision win at Fight Club Rush 10 on November 20th of 2021. Josephine, she came on to the MMA scene last year and made quite a splash. She came from kickboxing background, having fought a bunch of times over the last few years for K1 in Japan, and then last year made her MMA debut and fought 3 times, picking up wins, 2 via decision, 1 via TKO. And her last win was over much more experienced fighter and Ultimate Fighter veteran Luciana Green, and just absolutely battered her from pillar to post, from the first bell to the final bell. Very impressive win for this young lady. 3 wins in a calendar year, and having just made her pro debut. Definitely keep an eye out on this young lady from Sweden. Can't wait to see what else she has to offer in 2022. Next, we move up to the bantamweight/featherweight division for Ramona Pascale. Ramona is actually the eldest fighter on this list at 33 years old, but she stands a statuesque 5 feet 7 inches, 170 centimeters tall, and has a nice record of 6 wins and 2 losses. She most recently made her U.S. debut at Invicta FC 45, picking up a win via TKO at just 1 minute into the first round. I've had my eye on Ramona for about 4 years now. We're going on 4 years now. And she's shown a lot of promise, just hasn't been able to be as active as she wanted to. And then last year, she made her move to the U.S., picked up 2 wins in a year, which is the first time that's happened for her since 2016. Like I said, she just hasn't been able to be as active as much, but now she is looking to be much more active in this coming year. And the best part is, she's currently fought her last couple of fights at featherweight, but is also looking to move back down to bantamweight, so she could fight for either division, for any division that is looking for her. Exciting fighter to watch. Definitely one to keep an eye on at that bantamweight or featherweight division. For the next fighter, we're staying at bantamweight for Lucia Sabova. Lucia is 24 years old. She stands 5 feet 8 inches, 173 centimeters tall. She has a perfect record in mixed martial arts of 6 wins to no losses. And she last fought at Octagon 26 on July 24th of 2021, picking up a unanimous decision. Lucia Sabova is a very exciting, well-rounded fighter. She can win via striking. She can win via submission. She can fight on the feet. She can fight on the ground. She was actually on a recent video I made. I featured her on a list of bantamweights that the UFC should sign in the coming year. And she was also a nominee for Knockout of the Year. She picked up a win over Christina Netza last March. Knocked her out via head kick in the first round. Poor Christina Netza ate the kick and just fell like an absolute stone to the ground. Just out. Very impressive knockout win for Sabova. She was set to fight on December 30th. Unfortunately, that got canceled when her opponent tested positive for COVID, but very much looking forward to seeing what she offers next. And very exciting bantamweight prospect to watch. Only 24 years old as well. We're sticking at bantamweight for Russian prospect Daria Zelezniakova. Daria is 25 years old. She stands a very statuesque 5 feet 9 inches, 175 centimeters tall. She carries a perfect MMA record of 6-0. And she last fought at Open FC 15 on December 19th, 2021, where she picked up a TKO win in the second round via ground and pound. Daria is another one. She's pretty well-rounded. She has wins via on the feet via strikes. She has wins via ground and pound. Has a couple of decisions. Hasn't shown too much in submission skill yet, but still showing some promise. She's got it all. And I haven't seen all of her fights yet. I've seen a couple of them. And so far from what I've seen, I like what I've seen. And also, she has been picking up wins over fighters with, some of her wins are over fighters with much more experience than her as well. So a very promising prospect there out of Russia. Staying in Russia, but moving down to strawweight, we have Victoria Dudakova. Dudakova is 22 years old. She stands 5 feet 6 inches, 167 centimeters tall. Has a perfect MMA record of 5-0. She last fought at Open FC 12 on November 14th, 2021, picking up a submission win. Victoria, I've been very impressed with what I've seen from her. 5 wins, 5 stoppages, all within the last 2 years. She made her debut in September of 2020, so 5 wins in a year and a half, basically, or less than a year and a half. And all of them via doctor stoppage. Her last fight, when she defeated Marina Shutova in the second round via rear naked choke, she won the Open FC strawweight Grand Prix. Before that, had defeated a much more experienced opponent in Ksenia Lachkova. Dudakova might be one of the best prospects so far on this entire list. Opinions may vary, but she is definitely up there among them. Keep an eye on her in 2022. And then last, but certainly not least, we are staying at strawweight for Yasmine Houry. Yasmine is 22 years old. She stands 5 feet 3 inches, 160 centimeters tall. Has a perfect record of 8 wins, 0 losses. And she last fought for Combate Global on August 13th, 2021. Her last fight was a TKO victory in the first round. But most importantly, that was the final of a one-night tournament where she had to fight 3 times. She fought 3 times in one night, got a decision in the first fight, and then finished her next 2 opponents in the first round, both of them via TKO. She is a very impressive striker. Her kicks are good, but her boxing, her fists are absolutely on point. Knows the jab, utilizes it well, works behind it, and just throws multi-strike combos like you don't see very often in mixed martial arts, period, let alone the ladies' divisions. Very impressed by this young lady. I mean, 22 years old, already has 8 wins, and then picking up that one-night tournament win over some, good opposition. Most of them had just as much, if not more, experience than her. Just overall, very impressed. She was one of the finalists for my award to be the prospect to watch in 2022. The only thing that hindered her was that she hasn't fought since August, and doesn't have a fight coming up right now. So I'm hoping Combate, gets their stuff together and schedule some fights for 2022 already, and that she's at one of the first events. Yasmine Houry you got to watch her fight. That's really all I can say is you got to watch her fight to really get it. So there you have it, part 2 of the WMMA Prospect Watch for 2022. First, part 1 had 7 ladies. Part 2 has had 6. Got to keep an eye on all of these ladies. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments down below. Now, if you liked the video, please give it a like, share it as well. Let other people know who to keep an eye on in this next year. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to WMMA Scene Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.